iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans, to the Phoenix International Raceway here in Arizona. It is the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series presented by Red Light Racing. I'm your host up here in the virtual booth tonight. My name is Roger Muth. I'll be bringing you all the racing action here from this very tricky track. It is listed as a four-corner speedway, but that's up for a little bit of debate because, well, there's really only three corners here, but they list them as four, and the dogleg on the back straightaway isn't even a corner at all. So, well, it's going to be up to these drivers' judgment if they want to turn it into a corner, but they're going to cut that dogleg here tonight. A lot of talking points coming into the night as 25 drivers have made their way here to Arizona. You look down there and you see the cars. They're practicing. Qualifying is already done here tonight, and these drivers are going to be gearing up to turn 60 hard-pounding laps. You thought Daytona and Talladega put on some great shows. Well, you're about to see what modifieds at 1 mile tracks look like, because this is going to turn into a super speedway very fast here tonight. Last time we were here, Joe Strano was able to pick up his first ever win in the SK Modified Series. Will we see him repeat, or will we see a first-time winner on the SK Tour, or possibly one of those wily veterans will be able to snag another one like AJ Hamill snuck up here this season and snatched one away from the regulars, and Max Terrill went back-to-back with 2 victories as we're in round number 4, gearing up to get ready to go racing. Let's take a quick look here at our starting lineup, which is brought to us by Six Rings Racing. This is your starting lineup here tonight at Phoenix. Starting on the front row, driving out of Ayer, Massachusetts, driving the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 40, this is Bob Higgins. His outside, it'll be the Culpeppers number 14, this is Brian Bianchi. Daniel Tobin Jr. in the 94, he'll roll off third here tonight. Kenneth Younts in the 85 goes fourth. Fifth will be the driver out of the racing school, it's the 33 of Mike Cashero. His outside, driving the DraftTop.com. Number 2, it is Joshua Buckley. Starting in the 7th position, hailing out of New York, he drives the 37NY. This is Brian Robinson. Starting in the 8th position, it's the American Tire Distributor, number 54 of Rex Hoyle. the racing school entry. It's the Storm Magnet, the 8 of Dan Butler. 10th will be A.J. Hamill in his 18 machine. 11th will go to Sean Single. 12th goes to Max Terriol. Starting in the 13th position, it'll be the Empire Racing Stables, number 20 of Justin McDuff. It'll be the 1 of Dalton Williamson to his outside. Brian Hacker in the 11 Illinois will go 15th. It'll be the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, Higgins Hill Racing 40 of Rob Higgins in 16th. 17th to Joe Strano. 18th will go to Johnny Bell in the 27. 19th to Justin Smith. 20th will be the 271 of Aiden Alvecchione as we're getting ready to go. It'll be Tim Williams, Colin Phillip, Tony Strano, DJ Anderson, and Richard Murdoch rounding out the field for the Rev eSports 60 here tonight. 60 laps the distance. iRacing pace car in, and we are racing here in the desert. Bob Higgins trying to get down to turn 1 first, but Brian Bianchi to the outside, making it hook up right now. Everybody going to cut down through this dog leg all night long. You see that 14 of Brian Bianchi way down below there. There's the 85 of Kenneth Younts, the Underdog Racing. Sorry, that's the Underfunded Motorsports. Read that backwards, actually. At the line to lead lot number 1, it's going to be Brian Bianchi. Kenneth Younts to the outside here now of Bob Higgins down into the corner. Right now, Bianchi trying to check out. Look at everybody go down through there. Look at them. They're 4 wide at one point. Hoyle, there's A.J. Hamill to the outside in that blue Harts Barber shop number 18. Down to the inside, there's the 33. That's Mike Castro. He is going in the wrong direction. He has been back 3 spots already. All side-by-side racing still here. Josh Buckley right there in that number 2 of Granny Hibbs with his walkers and canes. He is hobbling along here. He is looking to pick up another one. Kenneth Yount still stuck to the outside. That's Daniel Tobin Jr. in the 94. That's the commander right now. Don't say right now, that's the commander every time. They were 3 wide once again, stacked up going down here in the corner. Sean Single was peeking to the inside of the 8 of Butler, and Butler was side-by-side. That's the 42 of Max Terriol to his outside. 3 laps in the books, and boy, are they all chasing after Brian Bianchi. Look at everybody here, right off the Culpeppers Bakery and Calf onboard camera. Look at Bianchi just run away, and look how they all fan out. They're 3-4 wide once again through that dog leg. The action just never stops. That action's back here. Kenneth Younts, that's the 18 of A.J. Hamill once again. Mr. Confusion is trying to find his way to the front, but it seems like he's been stuck in one place so far. Confusion has picked up that spot away from Kenneth Younts. Younts is just stuck to the outside here and has not been able to find his way to the bottom side of the speedway. He knows this is probably going to be one of those wild card races. As you see him, he actually stays up on the track that time all the way around the corner. That's the corner, that's the dog leg. It's, well, yeah, it's just as confusing as A.J. Hamill. Kenneth Younts right now has fallen 13 spots, and now he'll finally find his way down to the bottom side of the speedway. Drifted up just a little bit there, but was able to hang on to that 85. And now he's got, Tim Williams was looking to the outside there, and then they make contact. Tim Williams in that VK Paint Platinum RV in the service is number 45 for the Rev eSports Stables. There you see that black and blue machine. That is the 45 of Tim Williams. Behind them, still battling side-by-side, is Richard Murdoch, and there's the 3 of Tony Strano. DJ Anderson is back here, his first start of the season in that Mountain Dew Baja Blast entry. One of them up the track, though. It looked like that was A.J. Hamill. Look at them. They're still fanning out 3, almost 4 wide through this dog leg. Nobody is able to get away from anybody right now. There you see the 20 of Justin McDuff right there, Mr. JT. That's their Palsy Foundation, the Empire Racing driver. That time by, going to complete lap number 7 here tonight. And look at Bob Higgins. He's been able to hang on. Checker Flag Auto Supply number 41, driven by Bob Higgins, started on the pole here tonight. Crashed one of them going around. One of them around, and I'm not sure that may be, as the green flag actually stays out. It looked like, from our camera point, that one driver was spinning around, and that is going to be possibly the 53 of Colin Phillip. I believe that's what it was. Let's see what happens here to Phil. Oh, Colin down there onto the apron and gets those left sides down there, and he spins it around. He just does a 360. No kickflip, though, but it is a 360 for Colin Phillips, and he's just going to keep on trucking here. He's going to be a little bit off the pace with that Carbon Junction entry. New driver into P number 2, and it is Josh Buckley. Talking to Buckley all day today, on and off, and well, Granny Hips was excited for tonight, but there was one factor here this evening that he was like, man, Muth, I really dislike you at this point. Sent him a picture of our brand new Blackstone that we have here at the studio, and there was a little bit of jealousy there when I showed him a picture of us cooking up a couple pounds of bacon today. Right now, Buckley, the Granny Hips, has worked his way into second. Here comes Rex Hoyle. It has been a season so far for Rex Hoyle that he would like to forget. It has not been the Mr. Consistency, nice and steady for Hoyle this season. He's been buried into a couple of wrecks and terrible finishes, and right now he finally finds himself inside the top 5 for the first time this season. Rex Hoyle of the American Tire Distributor 54 has come to play here as they come through 3 and 4. Now there's a wreck back here. One of them definitely has gone around. That's the 43 of Joe Strano, and looks like the 55 actually. That's the 55 of Tim Williams up against the outside wall. We just talked about the driver out of Canada. So the first caution flag going to fly here tonight on lap number 12. It's exactly what Colin Phillip wanted to see, as now he'll be able to rejoin at the back of the field after going for his spin. But this is our first crash of the evening. Well, let's go back and see what happened to Joe Strano. See the 43 down there to the inside, right in the middle. That's the 45 down to the inside. Oh, Tim Williams and Tobin Jr. going to make contact. And Joe Strano just absolutely nowhere to go. Right on board with our mechanics advisor onboard camera here, mounted to the top of the 43 of Strano. You see the contact down to his left, and there was just absolutely nowhere Strano was going to go. Tobin also involved in this one. Tobin gets into it and then turns her back around and keeps on ticking. Right on board with Tobin. So 3 cars winding up with damage there. Tobin is able to roll away from the incident. The question being, though, how much damage has actually been done to Daniel Tobin's car. You see him down on pit road. He's been there for quite a while. Looks like about, a whole minute down there sitting in his pit stall. They're going to put 4 tires on it, and they're going to gas it up, and they're going to drop the jag, and he'll be able to get back out there. Question being, how much damage has been done. That is your race leader, though, the number 14 of Brian Bianchi. It's the Culpeppers entry. I was talking with a couple drivers in the pre-race lobby here tonight. Of course, a lot of them headed up to the Thompson Speedway next week to participate in the racing school at Thompson. Of course, I heard Culpeppers is about a half hour from the Speedway, and a lot of these drivers are going to meet up there. So if you're up there in that area, be sure to maybe poke Buckley or Brian Bianchi and get yourself a reservation at Culpeppers when the Star is here from the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. Roll into town to eat some breakfast before heading over. I heard maybe possibly a lunch start time over at the racing school. So good for all those drivers. If you're still interested, I did hear also through the rumor mill that there are some spots available. All you got to do is dial 877-KEN-RACE and contact Mike Tasher over at the racing school and get yourself signed up today. It'll be Bianchi. It'll be Buckley. The double B's up front here. They will buzz their way down here into turn 1 as the green flag comes back out. It'll be 14 laps completed. Bianchi with the preferred line down into turn number 1. He'll set sail here, and everybody else will have to chase that Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe number 14. Everybody fans out once again as they come down through that little dog leg. Lap number 1 going to be completed with Brian Bianchi as the race leader. Look at Bob Higgins. He's come back to run in that second spot. Here comes the wily veteran. He has more sim years in racing than over half this field combined. Here comes the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker. You see him. He's moved up now 11 spots. He'll run behind Rex Hoyle. Hacker and Hoyle have a lot of short track experience together there as Bob Higgins goes up the speedway. So that'll now move Hoyle. Now into second with Hacker there running third. Then it's Higgins back in fourth. Fifth is the Granny Hips number 2 of Joshua Buckley. Dan Butler has started to make his way through the field with that large racing school entry. Page Chiropractic Health Center also riding on board this 8 machine. Dan told me when he gets out of whack, he has to go visit Paige over there, and she gets him straightened back out. Said he was feeling good after his last visit, so now that's why he's here, doing pretty well. He's looking to the inside here of Bob Higgins. Higgins got a little bit of out of shape down in 1 and 2. Cone goes flying back there. I think that was the 42 of Max Terriel that hit the cone, and it went flying. Couple drivers back into the field here, like the 27 of Johnny Bell. Hasn't been able to make up much ground here tonight. He's actually lost 3 positions here. He's riding around behind the number 53, actually, on the timing and scoring, but you do see the lap car of Tim Williams right ahead of him. Johnny Bell, one of those rookies this season. His teammate, also a rookie, that's Aiden Alvecchione, the youngest driver in the field here tonight, driving that 271. Getting some laps. He said he's never been here to this speedway before with these cars. A lot of drivers have never turned laps here. There's the race top 3. It's Bianchi, it's Hacker, it's Hoyle. Then a little bit of a gap back to the number 2 of Joshua Buckley here as we work lap number 20 here tonight at Phoenix. Everybody started to calm down a little bit now. They got the good 3-4 wide racing out in the early stages, and now they're trying to just turn some laps. There's the youngster out of Tampa, Florida. That's Dalton Williamson. We got to thank Dalton and Tim and Sean Single and Don Coleman for putting up the sponsorship here tonight at the Phoenix International Raceway. Of course, Red eSports, that little stable right there. Right now, their best driver right now is Sean Single, as he's actually up here running into the 6th position. You see him right behind Dan Butler, right ahead of A.J. Hamill, Mr. Confusion. The Confusion's been pretty silent here tonight, race fans. I don't know. What do you think? He's got the 18NY on the left-hand side of his car, and he's got the 18VT there on the right-hand. I wonder, does he have anything on the roof? Camera guy, can we get a shot here of the roof, as actually we have a pass for the race lead. Here comes the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker down to the inside. Brian Bianchi has led since the drop of the green flag here tonight. And now, here comes Hacker. Hack Daddy Racing, number 11 Illinois, is now going to take himself the Garmin Junction entry to the top of the pylon. New race leader here, Brian Hacker, going to lead. It's Brian with a Y, it's Brian with an I at the front of the field. 8 laps away from halfway. They single file out. You got to go back to the 37NY to find a battle there, and that was a very short-lived battle. It was Williamson peeking around. 37NY of Brian Robinson, but he went right back in line. Now here's Dan Butler. He's up the speedway. A.J. Hamill picks up the spot. Here comes the 20 of Justin McDuff. The 2 teammates working together to pick their way through the field here tonight. That's AJ's 4th spot gain. That's Justin McDuff's 6th spot gain. Butler will lose 2 spots. Now he's only +1 on the evening. Biggest mover other than Brian Hacker tonight, who's picked up 14 spots, well, it's Mr. Camper. Just back fresh from his camping trip with his daughters down there in South Carolina. Richard Murdoch going around the number 46 of Justin Smith. Driver of that 46 who stuck to the outside lane now here as Rob Higgins goes underneath him. Well, he was just out in the garage up there in Wilton, New York, getting his modified ready for racing action this season. Oh, contact! Higgins is going to go around. The 40 of Rob Higgins has turned it around. Aiden Alvecchione, I believe that is, down there also. And Johnny Bell. Johnny Bell in the number 27 has looped it around. Driver out of Pittsburgh. Second caution flag of the evening flying here right before the halfway point. We're going to take a look. What happened to Rob Higgins? Higgins, that dreaded dog leg. 2 Nerf bar contacts, and around goes the 40 of Rob Higgins. The good thing is, I don't think there's too much damage on that car. Right on board with Higgins. This is what he probably saw. Oh, you heard him actually lift. I don't know if he knew he was in trouble or what. Oh, he hit that cut. Oh. A good possibility. I heard a rumor here tonight that the old cone down there on the back straightaway, which indicates these drivers where the exit, where they can re-enter the racing surface. I heard that if you hit it, it kind of messes up the steering a little bit. That's what the rumor has it. Hits the cone, and then all of a sudden that car goes right. That has to be what happened there to the 40 of Higgins. And unfortunately, Johnny Bell gets wrapped up. You see the 27 go spinning as he goes on by. There you see the red and black car at the middle of your screen back there. He makes contact. I think that's the 53 of Phillip, and that was just Johnny Bell trying to get away from that accident, and actually he gets involved with it as he turns the 27 around. I don't think there's going to be any damage to that 27 of Johnny Bell, other than he's going to have to probably put 4 fresh tires on. And there you see it. He's actually back out onto the racetrack right now. So Johnny Bell will be able to carry on here tonight. He'll just have to lose a couple of spots. He'll have to reach down deep now and pull the belts back tight and come back through the field. Couple drivers did come to pit road, and one of those drivers is right there. Driver out of Massachusetts, driving the Granny Hips, the racing school. Checkered flag auto supply number 2. Just by taking a peek at it, it looks like right side tires only for the 2 of Josh Buckley. So Buckley is scheduled to restart back into the 18th position, just ahead of him. Well, this man, you don't normally see him this far back. It's the driver that comes in with an 8-point championship lead. This is Max Terriel. He's back here outside the top 15. He said this track is probably going to be a track that he rode around at here and see, you know, kind of close towards the end of the race where things are really starting to shake up, and then possibly go for it towards the end of it. But right now, Max Terriel's outside the top 15. The field being told to double them up 2 by 2, and this is how they will restart. It'll be Brian Hacker, Brian Bianchi to his outside. It'll be Rex Hoyle, Sean Single, A.J. Hamill, Justin McDuff, Dan Butler, Brian Robinson, Dalton Williamson, and Kenneth Younts back inside the top 10 here after dropping back to right around the 17th spot here tonight. That yellow, that neon yellow number 85. They'll be looking to come back from the field. The underfunded motorsports driver rookie here this season. Highest running rookie in the field is A.J. Hamill. He might be a little confused on where he is right now, so race fans tell him if you see him. He was running 5th on lap number 29. Back into the restart zone. iRacing pace car in. Green flag's up and everybody is down and away as it'll be Brian Hacker once again leading into turn number 1. Here comes Rex Hoyle. Rex down to the bottom side of the speedway. He will take over position number 2. A.J. Hamill looking to follow suit, and Hamill looking down to the inside of Hoyle. Not going to make the move. Right now, your top 3 drivers are drivers that have graduated from the late models to the super late models, and then here to the SK Modifieds on iRacing. they do more short track racing than I think that's even possible. Brian Bianchi, though, stuck to the outside in the 14. He'll find a home. Will try to squeeze down in front of the number 8 of Dan Butler. He will. So Bianchi's going to go from P2 on the restart back to P number 4. 5 now, actually, that is, as he was stuck to the outside and just know where to go. Kenneth Youns has got down to the bottom side of the speedway here very early on that restart. He doesn't want to go backwards like what happened last time, and he's actually bringing the adventure in Pixel 01 of Richard Murdoch right along with him. Murdoch has picked up 13 spots and a lot of spots ahead of him to go get. Look at this guy, Tony Strano. Told us at the end of last season that unfortunately he wasn't going to be back due to his work schedule on Thursdays changing, and right here that old boy is. He's right now running back into the 16th position. His performance from last year to this year, as this is his second race this season, you can see the step in that organization. Of course, his brother Joe Strano getting wrapped up in that wreck right now. Joe's actually out there helping his brother. Since he's out the race, why not give him a little spot there from the top of the old hauler? Also, another driver. And this driver, he's under quarantine right now. And DJ Anderson making his first start of the season. He runs a very limited schedule on Thursday nights. So he's under quarantine, and he said, well, I got to sit home. What's better than hanging out with the boys iRacing? He's right behind number 27 of Johnny Bell. Bell did go for a spin there on the back straightaway. And Murdoch all sorts of out of shape out of turn number 4. He got out of shape, but he's going to dive back to the inside of the racing school number 33 of Mike Taschereau. He'll put Taschereau to the outside. See if he can complete that pass. He'll have the advantage. Oh, as the 33 of Taschereau hits the cone, and now Taschereau looks like he can't turn the racing school 33 down the back straightaway. He's into the outside wall, just cannot get that car to turn. He'll head to pit road, battle for the race lead, though. Look who it is, A.J. Hamill. Mr. Confusion to the point. Rub, rails, rub in, 3 wide, 4 wide. Now that's the 11 of Hacker. The 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker just got shoved from the race lead. Then it was taken 3 wide, then it was 4 wide, and now he's back there trying to stay inside the top 10. Just like that, we told you, race fans, this track was going to race like a super speedway. You get out of the groove, you get out of the draft, and all the way towards the back you're going to go. He may have had a little rub rail help, as Sean Single now has found his way into that second position. Justin McDuff is third, Brian Bianchi is fourth. Here comes the youngster, Dalton Williamson, trying to get under the 14 of Brian Bianchi. Mike Taschereau did not actually bring his number 33 to pit road. He's still out there as we watch this battle inside the top 5 right now. As one of them way down to the inside. That was the 27 of Johnny Bell. That was the 42 of Max Terriel. Terriel actually scraped the inside wall just a little bit there as Johnny Bell tried to kind of slam the door on the 42. Bell has moved himself up since going around. He has actually worked his way inside the top 15. He was battling to go inside the top 10 there before now he just got passed up by 3 cars in 1 lap. So Johnny Bell going to fall back to the 14th running spot. Told you how Josh Buckley came to pit road. Well, he hasn't been able to make up any ground since putting tires on that Granny Hips Walkers and Canes number 2. Buckley back here running into the 18th position. A.J. Hamill, the New Yorker, the Vermonter, trying to hold off the Ayer, Massachusetts kid. Dalton Williamson still trying to pick his way through the field. He was up side by side with Brian Bianchi, and then Bianchi was able to hold off the youngster. And now Rex Hoyle's trying to show the youngster how to go around the outside. That's the 20 of McDuff. Well, one of them all sorts of out of shape. That's the 42, Max Terriel. It was sideways off of turn number 2, and he held on to it. That car was headed to the inside wall with a head of steam, and somehow he just kept it off the wall. Watch as he comes off turn 2, and yowzers! Just going to use the roll bar on the back left-hand side to straighten that car out. Oh. Talk about cutting it close. You couldn't get any closer. 20 to go, though. Your race leader, A.J. Hamill. Right now, A.J. wants to finish this one off good here tonight because he came in 8 points behind Max Terrill, and if the race were to end now, he was going to have one heck of a points night. There you see them going around the number 94. That's Commander in the number 94 of Daniel Tobin Jr. He'll go down a couple laps. He's actually multiple laps down. Looks like 28 laps behind the race leader as he was involved in that first caution flag of the evening. A.J. Hamill, though, is under pressure because Sean Single is there. The Mechanics Advisor onboard camera. Look at the emptythetanks.org number 18, the Working Coolers entry. Sean Single is all over that 18 of A.J. Hamill. Single tries to drive it. He's actually going to slide a little bit. It looked like for a moment he was going to try to set him up there to dive underneath. Was not able to get the job done down there, exiting turn number 2. And as that happens, now the 11 of Single is going to lose a spot. Justin McDuff is going to take the Cerebral Palsy Foundation number 20 by. Brian B. Yankee says, hey, I want to get in on this train. Sean Single's going to leave the door open. Bianchi having one whale of a run tonight in that Cold Peppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14. Showing that he has the speed. They have the engine program up there. They got muffins underneath the hood. It'll be just 16 laps to go. DJ Anderson battling side by side off of turn 4 with the 37 NY. O'Brien Robinson. Anderson down on the apron there. Johnny Bell has nowhere to go. Here comes the 45, I believe that is. Is that the old man? That is the old man. Tim Williams back onto the lead lap and trying to work his way. Oh, contact. Him and Johnny Bell. He's going to send Bell up the speedway. Bell's going to lose 1, 2, 3 spots here and counting. Here comes the 40 of Higgins. That's Rob Higgins working to the inside now. So Higgins will pick up the 16th spot. Johnny Bell going to go all the way from running 12 back to 17th. And, well, the bleeding may have not been stopped just yet because here comes the 46 of Justin Smith. Front of the field, coming to get 14 to go, and look at them. They're all trained up. 6 cars in the front train. A.J. Hamill leading the way here, and now Justin McDuff is going to block a little bit. Sean Single made a big move from the outside to the inside there. He took off the nose clip of that 14 of Bianchi. Dalton Williamson just sitting back there very patiently. Patience. Patience is a key that Dalton has, I think he has it posted on his wheel here tonight. Right behind this group also, don't forget Dan Butler, Kenneth Younts, Richard Murdoch, and Brian Hacker. So 10-car, little bit of a breakaway here, all within about, well, call it a second and a half of each other. That's your race leader. That's 10 cars in a pack as they're coming to get 12 to go next time by. As the 14 of Bianchi has gone up the speedway just a little bit, here comes the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. He'll take the BK Paints number 1 to the inside. Brand new colors on this BK Paints entry this season. As he'll shuffle the 14 of Bianchi back at least one spot. Now here comes Rex Hoyle. He'll try to pick one up also. Sean Single still trying that very wide arc down into the corners to try and get some good runs off. He's able to get to the Cerebral Palsy Foundation number 20, just cannot get around him. He's got a great run, but oh boy, that 20 locking the nerf bars with the 18, trying to push him down the straightaway. It looked like McDuff just barely came off the back rails. For just a second, he wasn't quite squared up. It looked like he might have been going for a little bit of a ride, but they were able to hang on to him. As Brian Bianchi will find a home back running into the 5th position. 10 laps to go. That time by at the line as your top 10 have all checked out. From this group, DJ Anderson, Josh Buckley, Tony Strano, Tim Williams, Brian Robinson all back here. And the battle is up front here. The Empire Race Team, number 18. Oh, the 20 of McDuff's going to get turned around. The 20 of McDuff got turned by the 11. I think that was of Sean Single. And the 11 of Single actually was the one that went around. That put us under caution for the third time here tonight with 9 laps to go. Thought we were going to have a 10-car shootout till the finish. Well, how about this, race fans? Let's just bunch them back up and see what's going to happen here. So the caution lights are on for the third time. Watch it back here. See the 20 and the 18 wiggle going into the corner, and the 11 right into the Nerf bar, and the 11 is the one that goes up into the outside wall, and everybody scatters. You almost see DJ Anderson come into the fray. That slight contact, and then McDuff saves it, and unfortunately the 11 gets wrapped right back up in it. So 2 cars, a little bit of an issue down there in 3 and 4. Right on board here with the Mechanics Advisor onboard camera of Sean Single. Just the slightest of contacts, and Kenneth Young's got a front row picture of that one. He's kept his foot in it to try and miss that one. So AJ Hamill is the race leader. Looks like timing and scoring is telling us that it will be the number 1 of Dalton Williamson in second, Brian B. Yankee in third, Rex Hoyle will be 4th on the lineup. It'll be Dan Butler, Kenneth Younts, Brian Hacker in the 11 Illinois back in 7th. Richard Murdoch back there in 8th, and it'll be DJ Anderson 9th, and Joshua Buckley in the 10th position. Looks like the 11 of Sean Single has taken his car to pit road. Some serious damage on the 11. So he is 1 lap down currently as he sits down on pit road, looking like he might go another one down at least. So a night where Sean Single was battling for the race win is not going to be. He's going to have to lick his wounds here now and head to the next race, which comes up just next week. And if you were a follower of the SK Modified divisions, we will be heading to the Nashville Fairgrounds next week on April the 15th. Then we're going to have an off week on April the 22nd, as yours truly will be headed to the Bristol Motor Speedway. So unfortunately, there won't be a scheduled event there. We had to work that around, and we're headed to Stafford on the 29th of April. But how about this? What do you say we put 5 laps on the board here? We put 22 cars on the lead lap, and we drop the green flag and say best man wins it. AJ Hamill, Dalton Williamson, Brian B. Yankee, Rex Hoyle, your top 4 drivers. iRacing.com pace car is going to make the left-hand turn. It's out of the way. Mono e mono, here we go. The green flag is back up. High 5 laps to go tonight here at Phoenix. Great start by that outside lane for the first time here tonight. Oh, wheel to wheel, literally. Caution lights on. Caution lights on the speedway. Justin McDuff sitting against the inside wall. JT wannabe, Justin McDuff. So we will be headed to overtime here in the desert. Well, we thought we were going to get that 5-lap shootout. Now, we're going to have 3-lap shootout. This is the restart. What happened? Oh, a big stack up down there. Brian Robinson had a big moment. Looked like Higgins was able to check up. McDuff checked up, and then the 42 of Max Terrell just was not able to hit the binders of that 42. Right into the back of Justin McDuff, and then he actually gets turned around. Oh, Colin Phillip nowhere to go on the 53. Looks like Taschereau also involved in this one. Right on board with Taschereau. Taschereau's been on a roll so far this season, having strung together some very good finishes with that 33. Getting a lot of seat time in as of late here on iRacing. Also getting some seat time at the Thompson Racing School the other day. They had their first event of the season. Dalton Williamson being shown as our race leader over AJ Hamill. Daniel Tobin going to get a lap back. That'll put him, is 20, maybe 26 or 27 laps behind the race leaders. He's going to need a lot of caution flags here tonight to catch himself back up onto the race pace. So the iRacing.com pace car lights are still on here. I'm looking through the timing and scoring. I'm only seeing one driver out of the event so far here tonight. That's the driver of the Green Forest Tree Supply, number 43 of Joe Strano. His night, unfortunately, was over. I'm being told that when he got out of his car, he threw the helmet of that that he wore here tonight. So he'll be looking for a new one. If there's any iRacing painters out there that do helmets, make sure to contact Joe Strano. He'll be looking for one. Sean Single is still down on pit road. He's been there for the last 7 minutes, as it looks like his night will definitely be a 23rd place finish. Daniel Tobin Jr. is out there running. He's just 27 laps down. Max Terrell is back out onto the racing surface. He will restart. Looks like 22nd currently. Justin McDuff is also still out there in the 20. McDuff will line up 21st. Taschereau is back into the 20th position. Colin Phillip, who was a lap down, is now 19th. Bob Higgins. A night that started off with Bob Higgins on the front row, spending over half this race inside the top 10, has now fallen back to the 17th spot, but he'll get time. We'll have 2 laps to get it done here tonight to get back up inside the top 10. Let's go, Bob. We got it. Remember when Johnny Bell went around? Well, Johnny Bell is now running 14th, so his night has, been salvaged for now, we should say, because, well, there's still time to throw some haymakers here tonight. Dalton Williamson, AJ Hamill, Rex Hoyle, Brian B. Yankee. iRacing pace car in. Put 2 laps on it. Let's get it in. They're running them side by side down into turn number 1. Dalton Williamson with the advantage right now. Here comes Rex Hoyle. Hoyle's looking for a second on the 18 of AJ Hamill. Oh, Brian B. Yankee hits the cone. He hits the cone. Murdoch's going to be headed to the wall. Murdoch is up and over. And there's a big stack up on the back straightaway. A lot of them. Johnny Bell has gone around. DJ Anderson. One of them's on their lid. That's Rob Higgins. Alvecchione is involved in the 271. And it all started with somebody hitting the dreaded cone down there. And Richard Murdoch winding up on the old lid. Take a look. Oh, Brian Bianchi just catches the left front on the wheel. Kenneth Younts nowhere to go, and then Younts gets jacked up and turned around. There's the 40 of Higgins. See it all happen. Everybody goes sliding. Oh, Johnny Bell with a hard impact there with Younts. You want to talk about some bad luck here tonight? Johnny Bell has found it. Right on board with Justin McDuff. He got a little piece of this somewhere. Oh, he found Aiden Alvecchione. Spins Aiden around, he spins himself around, and then both drivers will get refired and going. Bob Higgins. That's actually Rob Higgins right there, getting into Younts. His modified lines up on the lid. Spinning like a top. Wonder if that'd be a bad time for me to tell him that's not how it's done. Right on board with Bob Higgins. Bob got through the first part and came to a stop, actually, to not get wrapped up in the second portion. It all started right here down the back straightaway. Oh, that's actually the second part. Bianchi and Anderson, and then Buckley. Two crashes here coming into turn 3. We missed that one. Looks like that's the 51 of DJ Anderson coming up the speedway, and Josh Buckley then nowhere to go. Looks like the 14 wouldn't turn then, and he had to take the toe to pit road. So cars involved in that one include Kenneth Younts, DJ Anderson, Aiden Alvecchione, Justin McDuff, Bob Higgins, Joshua Buckley, Brian Bianchi, Rob Higgins, Johnny Bell, Richard Murdoch, all involved here with just a handful of laps to go here tonight at Phoenix. Is really going to shake things up here, because now it'll be Rex Hoyle to the outside here of the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. It'd be A.J. Hamill, Dan Butler, Brian Hacker, Tony Strano. Look at little Tony the boy. If I remember reading through the packet here tonight, this is the final green-white checker attempt. See if we can finish this one off here tonight in the desert. See who's going to be able to pick up the rattlesnake. Will it be the Rev eSports driver of Dalton Williamson? Will it be the wily veteran of Rex Hoyle? Will it be Mr. Confusion of A.J. Hamill? Looks like one driver's motor is going to expire here as we're getting ready to go green flag racing. Green flag back up into the air. The popsicle sticks go along with it. 2 laps to go as they're all jacked up on the front straightaway. There are a couple drivers getting together. But out front, it is Dalton Williamson who is trying to run away right now here in the desert. Oh, A.J. Hamill. A.J. Hamill to the outside with Rex Hoyle. All the points that AJ just gained here tonight are going to go up in smoke as they're going to come to get 1 lap to go here. 1 lap to go, presented by Cole Peppers. The final time, Dalton Williamson trying to go get it here, but he's got Brian Hacker breathing down his neck. Brian Hacker is trying to come back for, well, I think he dropped all the way to about the 17th spot. Final time into 3. For the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Where did Tim Williams come from? But out of turn number 4, picking up the Rev eSports 60 here tonight. Dalton Williamson going to victory lane with Brian Hacker back there in the 2nd position. Tim Williams coming back from a lap down. He'll pick up 18 spots and finish 4th. Tony Strano almost finishing on the podium there. He'll come home 4th. Dan Butler in 5th. Brian Robinson there in 6th. 7th go to DJ Anderson, Justin Smith in 8th, Bob Higgins in 9th, and Mike Tashrow rounding out your top 10. AJ Hamill's going to finish back there 11th. Rex Hoyle was 12th. Justin McDuff in 13th. Aiden Alvecchione was 14th. Max Terriel 15th. That rounds out the top 15. It'll be Phillip, Younce, Buckley, Bianchi, Higgins, Bell, Murdoch, Single, Tobin, and Strano rounding out the rest of your field, as there's your winner here tonight at the Phoenix International Raceway. See if Dalton remembers how to spin him here. Is he gonna give us the show? Maybe he's just gonna take that one there, race fans, and save it. We're gonna take a quick break here. We'll be back for our post-race show just after this. Welcome back here, race fans, to the Phoenix International Raceway. There you see your race winner on the screen. That is Dalton Williamson picking up his first win of the season here. And, of course, it just happens to be sponsored by his sponsor on the side of that car. It's the Rev eSports 60, and the Rev eSports driver goes to victory lane. What do you say? We can try and dial up the youngster out of Tampa. He might be celebrating still from when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was able to pick up that championship. Let's go down there and talk to the driver of the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Dalton, you pick up the win here tonight here at the Phoenix International Raceway. It's got to feel pretty good because you had to come back from outside the top 12 here tonight.
Yeah, man, it definitely does. With the whole invert thing this year, it's definitely a lot more stressful not being able to qualify. Makes it harder to get up front. Makes me drive a little more aggressive. Gets me out of my comfort zone. But as far as the race goes tonight, it was definitely hard to get up front with the air bubble these cars have when you're drafting. It seems to stop within like 0.2 of the car in front of you, and it's hard unless you can get in clean air.
You were able to find clean air towards the end of this race when you got around the 18 of AJ Hamill, and then you set sail with this car. Were you worried when it came down to green-white checkers as it bunches everybody back up?
Not really, not here. Once I got the lead, I wasn't really too worried about it because it takes the tires a few laps here to come in. So, I mean, I felt like I pretty much had it sealed from there on out once we had that green-white checkered.
Well, you were definitely able to dance in the desert here. Your trophy tonight is a rattlesnake. I hope you like rattlesnakes. We just picked it off of the turn for Rattlesnake Hill up there, so I hope you're not afraid of snakes. That can be a great pet down there in Florida, I'm sure. Who do you got to thank, though, here in the desert tonight, picking up your first win of the season?
First and foremost, Rev eSports, Tim, Don, Jimmy, the list of like 15 guys. I'm not going to sit here and name them all. McCody Setup Shop, Platinum RV Services, BK Paints, and other than that, not too much. You for broadcasting, and Josh and all the admin in here, man. It's a hell of a league. A lot of fun.
And there you hear it from your race winner. He'll now go and celebrate with the crew after this one as he picks up his first win of the season. The youngster going to victory lane tonight, and now he'll have to start 12th place next weekend, right back where he started tonight's events at. Coming home in that second position, and he had to battle himself back into this spot. Brian Hacker, where did you come from here tonight, big baddie Hacker daddy racing driver?
Yeah, it was an interesting night. I thought, unlike what Dalton said, I thought it was kind of easier to get up front. I was able to get good runs on guys and get around guys, but then once up front, you have everybody in the train behind you, and it was pretty tough keeping everybody back there. And Rex got a run on me, and we were running pretty tight, and we just tapped, and it was enough to slow each of us down, and we lost a bunch of positions. And if it wasn't for the string of cautions there at the end, I think we would have maybe been at the back end of the top 10, but happy to come away with second. We've had some pretty rough luck so far this season, so finally it went our way.
It's going to go your way. It's really going to start to maybe turn things around here for you. Talk about this track, though, how it's like no other track we've run. We've run Oxford, we've run Thompson and the Bull Ring, and then you come here and it's like we're at Daytona.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it is. It's more or less like running a plate race, and you know me, I'm not really a NASCAR guy. I'm more of a short track guy, so it's not within my comfort zone per se. So something that takes a little bit of an adjustment. We'll be happy to get back to some of the short tracks where aero is less of a factor and throttle control is more of a factor. That's more our style. But to come away with a second, we're happy with it.
Well, congratulations on your podium here for rallying back, but who made it all possible all week long back at the shop?
Yeah, Carbon Junction for sure. Narrative Coffee, Pathfinder Chassis. The guys in this league that we run with week in and week out is some tough luck for AJ Hamill and Justin McDuff up front. I know they were, trying to work with some of the guys around them, and it kind of bit them there. And Justin Smith and Colin Phillip as well. And thanks to you for broadcasting, and Josh, I think. Made some difficult decisions in the off week, and I think they're going to work out. So, thanks to him and those guys for always keeping a steady eye on this.
There you hear it from Brian Hacker, the driver out of Illinois, going to be able to pick up a podium spot here tonight. It was looking gloom for him to get a top 10, and all of a sudden, he pulled a rabbit out of his hat. And talking about pulling a rabbit out of their hat, I don't know, race fans, where this driver came from. But, Tim, we get to talk to you finally. First off, congratulations, but Cotton Eye Joe, where did you come from here tonight?
I came from way at the back. It was a good race. Everybody raced really well. I had a lot of fun, man. It was just a lot of luck at one point. Couple of accidents. I did get into one. Didn't get too much damage off it, so I got it fixed, got her back out, and she just seemed to plow up there, and it was really good. Got lucky towards the end with those two little wipeouts, but it was a good run. I had fun.
And that's pretty much the name of the game when it all boils down at the end of the night, is how much fun did we have out there making left-hand turns. We know you had to make one of those right-hand turns there in the beginning of the race. But, I mean, you talk about getting the damage and then having to work your way back through the field. How hard is it with the field strength the way it is here on Thursday night to really go from the back to the front?
It's difficult. These guys are good racers. It's very difficult to get around them. They're a lot of fun to race with, but they are good racers. So I got lucky one more time.
Well, hey, when you get lucky, you get lucky. Sometimes they say they'd rather be lucky than good, and that's definitely the ball that you're playing with here tonight. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. We don't want you to hurt yourself. We know you're the oldest driver in the league here, but...
Thanks, Roger. Really appreciate that.
And sometimes the hits just keep on coming, Tim. But, hey, I just want you to know I got that Blackstone fired up here tonight. We grilled some bacon on it. It's not the Canadian bacon that you like, but maybe we'll be able to send you some of it up there to Canada. But before we let you go, try and grill some of your own bacon up. Who makes this all possible on the side of this 45?
I'd like to thank Dalton and everybody at Rev eSports, Joshua, the guys there, McConey, BK Paints, everybody that made this possible, the whole league, everybody. Just a lot of fun, a lot of good people.
Well, short, sweet, and to the point for the driver out of Canada. He will pick up the third spot on the podium. He picked up 18 spots total tonight. That is Tim Williams, and it's always fun to talk to Tim. And, yeah, we joke about him that he's the oldest driver in the league, but all in all, it's good fun at the end of the night. We love getting to sit down with Tim. He'll come home third here tonight. Let's take a quick look here tonight at Phoenix here for the Rev eSports 60. This is your, of course, unofficial results here. This is how they will leave the Phoenix Raceway as they get ready to go back east when they head to the Nashville Fairgrounds next week. You heard from Dalton Williamson, Brian Hacker, and Tim Williams. Then Tony Strano having his best finish ever in the SK modified portion of things. And how about Dan Butler? His string of luck. He calls himself the Storm Magnet, but he was able to keep himself out of the storm here tonight. That 8 car will come home fifth. Brian Robinson in 6th, DJ Anderson in 7th after getting wrapped up in a wreck. How about Justin Smith also battling back from a spin early on? Bob Higgins, and then Mike Taschereau. Taschereau being wrapped up in a handful of them. Good to see him walk away with a top 10. Take a look at the rest of your field here as we get ready to sign off tonight here from Phoenix. Not only do we got to thank all you race fans for tuning in here tonight, we got to thank the guys over at Six Rings Racing. We got to thank the guys at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, and of course Rev eSports here tonight, being the sponsor here at Phoenix. We thank them for everything that they all do here for Red Light Racing. So with that being said, race fans, tonight's race here at Phoenix is in the books. Dalton Williamson will pick that up. He will go dancing all the way back. Well, we're getting closer to his home. We do make a stop in Florida a little bit later on in the season, but first we have to go to the historic Nashville Fairgrounds next week. April the 15th is the next show for the SK Modified portion. With the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modifieds, you can catch more Red Light Racing action, though, on Monday here on the Turn 3 Racing Network as the Scrambler Series heads to Texas. They will battle for a championship. It's the final race of the season, and it has come down to just 4 drivers. Catch more Red Light Racing action this week here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, or head on over to redlightracing.net to keep yourself updated with everything Red Light Racing. With everybody from the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, everybody at Red Light Racing, I'm Roger Muth with the Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope you enjoyed this program here tonight from the Phoenix International Raceway, and we will catch you at the races.